welcome to the first game of Avatar. Um,
Woo!
so just a reminder of where we are. We are in the Aang era. It is approximately 2 years after Aang's death, so everybody around the world is patiently waiting, or maybe impatiently waiting, for the next Avatar to be announced. There's a lot of tension, but a tentative peace all around the world. And we are going to pick up with each of your characters having received an invitation to come to the council in Republic City. On this map, that is located right here where you see the pinging, just because the numbers are a little bit harder to read. It is technically within the Earth Kingdom, but the surrounding area around it is its own fifth nation. And yeah. What I would like, because I didn't know of a good way to decide who is going to, oh yeah, there's a legend at the bottom, but it's like really hard to read. So
The whole thing last time I'm sitting over here, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of numbers. I wonder what all that means. Didn't scroll down.
This is actually from the RPG too. It's like just a page in the book. What I would like is for everybody to roll a 2d6 so that we can determine who is going to introduce their characters first as we go into Republic City itself.
Artem, if it's all right with you, I'm going to use my special branded Avatar dice that I spent too much money on at Kickstarter.
That's fine with me. Yeah, if anybody wants to use actual physical dice, that's cool. It's 2d6, so it's probably pretty easy to find them. All right, so we've got Richard with 9, Sydney with 9.
So I say Richard is now Richard T.
Yeah. Richard and Sydney, could you roll again just to break that tie? Okay.
Dang.
So Sydney first, then.
Consistent 9s.
I said 9!
So I guess this makes sense because Sydney, your character would be living in Republic City.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think probably the letter finds her while she's at work, working some kind of produce stand, likely. Probably not cabbages specifically. I feel like that might be overdone in the venue, but probably just ordinary old produce. She just works there, doesn't do any of the providing. It's just mundane work that she has gotten overly comfortable with. She wears her typical like bending colors. She sticks with the green, even though it's like a part of her past, not so much part of her present. And I think that's it. I think once she gets the letter, she might go hide in a corner and pretend it doesn't exist for at least 20 minutes before heading over.
Okay. Yeah, so you see as in your shop, a Republic City officer walks in, very official looking, and it looks around and sees you there. Are you Lila? I'm looking for a Lila.
Yeah.
I have
That's-
something for you. And he pulls out that
Why?
letter for you. I was just told to come
Okay.
deliver this here.
For the owner or
For you.
okay. That can't be right. But okay. Sure. Are you just get do I open it right now? Do I wait till you leave?
I mean, I can leave
I-
if you want me to.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, have a nice
Okay,
day then.
thanks. You
Okay,
too.
bye.
And like it is that she leaves it unopened for a minute, just like sitting on the table before she inevitably gets curious and decides to open it.
It definitely stares you down. It does have the official seal of Republic City, so whatever it is official.
Paid my taxes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I've paid my taxes.
So as you open it, you read through, and it's very, very vague. All it says is that you have been invited to a special council meeting. This meeting is urgent. Please come today as soon as you can.
This is spam mail. This is phishing.
However, right below that, you would think it's spam mail, but there is an official seal stamped right in. The same thing that's on your taxes.
I will probably very much focus on that seal, make sure it's legit. I might even go hunt down my tax documents just to cross-reference. But I guess I will head out
Okay.
and figure out what this is.
So, traveling through the city, it is bustling as it has been for the last 20 or so years. Republic City itself has built itself up from a small fishing village called Crane Town once upon a time. Or Cranefish Town, rather. And it has become the main mecca of industry. As you walk through the city center, it's actually not too far from where the actual council building is, which is this grand sort of central plaza. The building itself, however, looks very much empty and closed. It's usually full and bristling of some sort of business. There's always some sort of council meeting happening, usually something boring, usually some sort of business meeting, typical city council things. But today, it is definitely closed, aside from the guard that is standing in front of the building itself.
On approach, I think Miss Ma'am might have a tendency to try to make herself look smaller, kind of slouch, kind of rounded shoulders a little bit, and she will approach and hold up the letter. Did I miss it? Am I in the wrong place?
Oh, one of the invitees.
Do I go home?
Nope. Go right in. As soon as everyone's here, the council will address you.
Everyone.
He opens the door for you. I really haven't been told much else other than that.
I'm looking at him, looking down into the open doorway, back at him. Okay. And I walk in.
As you walk in, it is large and empty. This is quite an imposing space. Nobody is sitting in the council seats. There's nobody in the pews, and it's very reverberant on the inside. But you probably won't have to wait long, because behind you, somebody else will come in shortly afterwards. Richard, do you want to explain how your character arrives in Republic City? Because you're not from here.
So this letter was directly from Sokka's.
It's directly from the council itself, but you do know that Sokka is the head of the council right now.
So he views it as it's directly from Sokka himself. And just like, yes, suck it, Doug. And he's gonna, probably when it arrived to him, he was just practicing his boomerang throws and catches. And then once he got the letter, he'd immediately start packing up and getting ready to head off. I'm not sure what more to say than that.
So you're from the Southern Water Tribe, right?
Yep.
This would be a multi-day boat ride to Republic City.
Yeah.
It's quite far away from you. So
yeah, I imagine he's got one of those giant backpacker, bags that just heaves up and just, yeah.
So unfortunately for you, the journey there is frankly rather boring. You have calm waters. There's peace going on. The other people on this ferry ride are mostly keeping to themselves. Really, the only excitement that you get is when you finally come upon Republic City itself with its grandeur and its imposing stature. as the ferry heads in towards the docks. What is your character's first thoughts in seeing this? Because it's vastly different from the huts.
I just feel like a little country boy out in the big city. Except for my country is cold and filled with snow. But yeah, I think he just looks up at the towers just in amazement, seeing civilization like he's never seen it before. And he's like, I heard about it. I didn't know it was this big. This is nuts. This is crazy. So I think he's mainly just like in awe of everything. And he's really excited to find out like why he was invited here.
Well, as you step off the boat and onto the docks, there's probably a lot more going on than you're used to. The docks where you lived were just used for fishing vessels. This is shipping crates and containers, small automobiles moving around and zipping through, almost hitting you off the road as you walk one step
oh, for
forward.
Sure. I'm sure, like,
steps back.
I'm sure, like, I've got like directions on how to get there, and just like looking straight up at like the biggest buildings, and like people are just zipping by, like, "Hey, watch where you're going, asshole!" and stuff. Like, immediately, everybody's a lot meaner than he's ever been used to. He sees himself as a tough guy, but then now he's realizing, like, oh, maybe he's a soft boy, because these people roll a lot harder in the city.
So, against all odds, you will find your way to the city center, because you might be a little bit later than you expected to. You're not the first person in line, even though you were ready to go in, but you do know that you're in the right place because of the symbols that are on the front of this building, the flags that are flying down, just to let you know that you are at the city council. And you see the guard in front of the door as he lets in somebody else right in front of you. What do you say to the guard?
Excuse me, is this the right place? Is this where the council meets?
Oh, wow. You got here.
I got a letter.
Yep.
Is Sokka here?
I'm
I'm here to meet Sokka.
I can't tell you if Sokka is here. You just stare at each other for a second.
Oh, sorry. I thought your screen froze.
No. He looks at you and he's like, just sort of there. He really doesn't seem sure of how to address you.
Well, is this? Can you confirm that this is the place I'm supposed to be?
Yes, this is definitely where you need to be.
So I should go inside then, not wait out here?
No, go ahead on in. Once
okay,
the others show up, the meeting will start.
Thanks, buddy. And he goes on in.
Okay. Next up on our list of people coming into the city, also for the first time, Ryan, your character, Zephyr. Do you think he would have arrived by boat, or would he have taken a slower pace on foot through the mountains north of it?
So I actually had a bit planned where he arrives.
Oh, okay.
On the boat. If we go back to you earlier, you said docks and shipping containers and things like that. So maybe we start on the long distance steam ships that are coming in from the Fire Nation area. But it shows the camera pans over people coming off the ship, and then the camera keeps panning over to the shipping containers. And there's a bunch of large wooden containers of various goods and materials and things of the like. And as one shipping container is kind of being moved over in a crane, the rope snaps and it kind of falls, and all the people are like, whoa, 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 and it falls, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And on the inside of that shipping container, you hear just, ow, 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 ow. And at the bottom, it smashes open, and the lid falls open, and there's a bunch of hay and a cloud of dust. It's like, I'm all right. and kind of hobbling out of the shipping container box is also a farm boy, slightly different. He's kind of taller. He's that wiry kind of strong where you're like, he doesn't have muscle mass, but I've seen him pick up something really big before. Like, I don't know how that works exactly. He definitely has kind of clothes and style of a Fire Nation, but the temperament is not there at all. He also reaches in, it's like, it better not have broken. And he reaches up and he pulls out his big shepherd's crook. And it's like a big wooden staff with a hook on the end. And he's kind of dusts himself off and he pulls out his little shoulder bag, and on it he has parchment from clearly the nice thing he owns. It looks like it might be some official parchment from the Fire Sages that basically say go to Republic City.
Right after your near-death experience, the people on the docks are like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Do you need us? Do you need to go to the hospital?"
I'm fine. Sure tastes like iron around here, though. How y'all doing this fine day?
Fine, I guess. Before you leave, can we just get you to sign this waiver saying you're okay?
Sure, why not? Just get to the city and already handing out autographs. I knew it was going to be pretty fast and going, but I had no idea.
Right. So one of the foremen hands you a piece of paper and a pen, and there's a very clear signature section at the bottom with a whole lot of extremely tiny print right over top of it, with the heading very small at the top saying waiver release liability form.
I recognize some of these words.
Yeah, I mean,
who should I make this out to?
Republic City Shipping.
To Republic City Shipping. Never give up your dreams. Zeph.
Okay. Thank you. You can go now.
Alrighty. Hey, I'm looking for some kind of high and mighty important place. I think there's a counselors might be there. Do you guys have any idea where I might find something like that?
Oh, city council? Yeah, you go up this street like 4 blocks, and then you go left 3 more blocks. You're going to need to go right at that point, another 7 blocks up, and then you'll find it. It's kind of in this little like central area. It's easy.
I'll take your word for it. And he's gonna turn and start walking that way. He's like, as he starts to turn, like, whoa, that is a big place. As also he has not seen somewhere. There's large pagodas in the Fire Nation, but like that's about the extent of it. It's like that's their local government. It's like gets nice building and higher. Like I imagine there'd be like summer homes, but otherwise pretty
on
chill.
The outskirts.
Yeah. And he'll make his way towards the center of city, or towards what he remembers of what they just said about blocks turning left and right and things like that.
Well, it takes a little bit, but eventually you do make your way into the center. Probably have a similar awkward experience with the guard at the door as he greets you, and presumably you show the paper to him.
I do.
Yeah, right this way, inside with the others.
All right, thank you kindly. Oh, is there gonna be food?
Probably not.
Oh, you think it's too late for me to go and get something?
I think it's probably. I mean, the others are already in there.
I've been in a box for like a week. I'm starving.
You were in a box?
I don't know. It might have been 2 days. It's hard to tell. It was real dark.
I'm sure they might give you food afterwards. I don't. Man, it's a Saturday, and I'm working an extra shift for this.
Well, I'll hold you to that promise then. He heads in.
No, not a problem. Whatever. He closes the door behind him. Melody, your character. Because of your association with Tenzin, I do have a question. Do you think that you may already be at the council, since Tenzin may be a council member at this point?
I think if he was willing to bring her, then absolutely she would go. And she
Okay.
would feel very, very important.
Well, so he wouldn't be here today, as you'll find out, but he may have sent you in his stead.
Okay.
So, sorry, I have something flying around in here. Okay. But you are probably the first one, because you have been asked to wait in the council hall. You notice as Lila walks in, as Ryuzuki. How do you wait? Let me make sure I'm Ryuzaki. Okay, as
I think that's
Ryuzaki
it, yeah.
walks in, and then Zephyr walks in. You are in the back area of the council chambers, also waiting, but you have been here before. You've definitely been here with Tenzin once upon a time. You know the back areas, and you know you've been asked to wait here as well by Tenzin to be a part of the meeting, though he hasn't really told you exactly what's going on either.
Okay, so she'd probably be like, she's got very, very good posture that's like borderline too stiff. It's not enough to like, it doesn't look natural for her. She's very much putting this on, and she's like fiddling with her hands a little bit. It's like trying to contain a bunch of excited energy while looking very professional, like, it's no big deal. I've been here before.
So as you're waiting in the back area, finally, as the three other members arrive, from behind you coming in through the back entrance, you see Sokka coming in, which you have seen before at these council meetings. And he comes in with an Earth Kingdom representative of some sort. You don't recognize this person, but they look a little bit older and very important looking. Both of them look fairly serious as they come in. But Sokka spots you, and you know, he gets a little bit of a happy face because it's someone friendly. And he looks at you and is like, Yin, oh, thank Christ. I thought that Tenzin wouldn't be here. He's here, right?
No, but he sent me instead. Is there anything I can help with? I'm more than willing.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, let's. You can be a part of the meeting, and that is the thing we'll go with here. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, more than fine. Got it.
Let's just go out to the front. The Earth Kingdom representative doesn't really speak a word to you. He just follows along in and gets into the council chambers. Everybody else that's already in here among the pews, you do see as Yin and Sokka and the Earth. I had the picture for them somewhere in here. As Sokka, a very old Sokka, he's like almost 70 at this point, and an Earth Kingdom representative walk out into this empty area. And Sokka looks to you all and addresses you. Hi! Yeah, I'm not sure how to start this meeting. It's very different from our formal ones.
Oh my god, this is such a big deal right now. Sokka, he's like next to the last Avatar, he's like the biggest deal.
I lean over. I assume that, could I hear that, or am I too far away?
No, you could definitely. Oh, from
Yeah, I'm just kind of like
Well,
saying
that-
it to whoever's near
Yeah,
me.
that-
If you were over somewhere else, then
Probably couldn't
Maybe
hear
not.
it.
I mean, yeah,
Never
that's the
mind.
question. Do you go down and join the other three, or do you stay up by Sokka and the Earth General?
Ooh. Is there a very clear indication of where her place should be?
Not necessarily, because Sokka is very loose and relaxed, and he, walks up to the center in his normal chair, and the Earth Kingdom representative is silent and stern. He does, sort of look at you and expect you to join with the others, but he can't order you around.
I think she would, milk it as much as possible that she entered with Sokka and the important representative and stand up there until she catches the representative's eye, and it's like, oh yes, of course, and then she goes with the others and just sort of hangs her head a little bit.
So as you all are stood in front of this rather large table, which is rather empty, you watch as Sokka sort of is gathering his thoughts and deciding how to address this, when the Earth Kingdom representative speaks up, he looks at Sokka and he's like, I thought you said you were getting me good people for this. What is this? Who are these people? They don't look like Republic City forces. All right, General Shu, I understand this may be unorthodox, but I thought a compromise was probably a good idea. What? A compromise? No, we talked about this. God damn it. All right, General Shu, let me just explain to the people why they're here, because I'm sure it's confusing. I'm sorry for the confusion, everybody. I'm sure you have
I
a lot
would just like to say something on the record. Now,
Well-
it's true I've taken my extra share of supper here and there, but I'm on the wide. I consider myself to be a very good person. I can't speak to these fellow folk here. They seem quite kind. But to your point, General, I myself like to believe that I am a good person.
General Shu just stares at you the exact same way that the picture is. He's just, and Sokka's like, we're not. This isn't on the record technically. We don't have our court the reporter here. No one's taking minutes, but you're a great person. I mean, as far as I know. Anyway,
Well, yeah, of course you invited the best from your hometown, so
Doug, you made it.
naturally. Yeah, I know, it's great. It's a good trip. No crying babies, nothing.
great. I was hoping they would send you. Awesome. I didn't know if you were going to be too busy. I know you just had a political thing come up.
It's nothing we can't handle. But I'm here now for you. Yep. So what do you need us for?
You don't look like what I remember. Doug, right?
No. No, it's Ryuzaki, sir. And you picked the right one, because Doug is lame and cowardly.
Does Doug mean something else from where he's from?
I don't know.
No, that's okay. Yeah, maybe I've heard it. I don't know if I've. What? It's okay. It's all right. That'll be good. So, let me explain the reason why I called you all here. There is a bit of an issue that's come up, and, well, I'm not entirely sure how to handle it. The rest of the council is off in their respective quarters of the world, trying to find the new Avatar. It's a kind of a full-time job, so I'm in charge here. I'm a good leader. I'm fine with that. But something's come up.
The best leader for sure.
Yeah.
They picked the right man for the job.
Thank you. Get on with it, Sokka. Okay. So, basically, there's been a little bit of an issue with bandits in a nearby town. And it's kind of in a gray area of whose jurisdiction it is. Great, it's the Earth Kingdom. Well, I mean, it's technically in Republic City, in Republic Nation space. But I was talking to General Shu before, and we decided on a compromise where I would find very respectable and good people that could investigate that aren't part of either side. And you see just the general grumbling, and he's like immediately thinking this is definitely a bad idea. What are all of your reactions to this?
You can count on us.
We will not let you down, sirs.
Who are you thinking of sending?
I mean, all of you.
I think he meant us.
Oh. No, that makes sense.
Let's go find out whose butt we gotta kick.
Has anybody here kicked butt before?
They do look very green.
In all sorts of sparring matches, I have kicked a lot of butt.
I have kicked butt when necessary. I'm trying to not so much anymore, but I have it in me.
Okay. So that's okay. Sure. Yep.
Why
What's
is she
the-
so sweaty?
What's the walrus hybrid of this universe?
I don't
I think they have
know.
otter penguins.
I don't want to hunt penguins. I've definitely done my fair share of hunting of, we'll call it a sea lion. A sea lion.
Walrus yaks,
Probably are.
apparently.
Walrus, what?
Yaks.
Walrus yaks.
Mhm.
Jesus.
Well, I've hunted down my fair share, so I'm pretty good at fighting. The key is to hit him right between the eyes with the boomerang.
You use a boomerang. Oh, and you
Yeah.
see as like Sokka perks up a little bit, and he's like, he looks at the general, and he's like, "Ow."
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, you haven't been back to your home village for a while, but it's kind of like the thing that a lot of us use to honor you. Because if you could use a boomerang, well, then, like, of course, that's the weapon that makes the most sense. That and the club, of course.
What does Doug use?
Uses the club.
Oh, that you make that sound not as good.
Yeah, because by use, I mean threaten people with, but never actually swing.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
and he
seems-
doesn't use a boomerang because he can't aim worth shit. Sorry, sirs.
We don't use that kind of language in the council chambers.
I'm sorry, I get passionate sometimes.
Apologies on behalf of my comrades.
"Oh, it's fine, it's fine." And at this,
Yes,
the
sir.
general stands up and like slams his fist on the table. "Sokka, you are not taking this seriously. This is going to be bad. You're sending practically children in." And you see, him
Hey, I'm
sigh.
20.
And Sokka is like, "All right, I guess I should level with you. If this were just bandits, we wouldn't really be calling in anyone. We would just deal with it. And it's the reason why there's no one here today. Because, well, oh, just tell them already. Supposedly, the leader of the bandits is a goddamn bloodbender."
Cannon
That
fodder.
sounds bad.
Cannon fodder.
Well, that works out well because I'm not a bender myself, so their tricks won't work on me.
I
But you got blood, right?
Well, yeah, but
That's what he meant.
Right.
I
Ah,
don't
shit.
think you know how this works.
It's another quarter
This is-
for this square jar.
Listen, there's no evidence that it's actually a bloodbender, just rumors. But that's why we're sending in them. Or we could just send in the army like I wanted to in the first place. And then things would get bad. And there's already enough tension. I think that this group, all of them have their own merits and have been spoken for. They might not be green, but they have legacies behind them. I mean, we have a boomerang user. Come on.
Yeah. I'm not gonna let you down. Do any of you know anything about investigating?
I've found some missing bison before.
No.
I usually just follow the hair on the ground. It's a good idea.
All right, that's a good start. That's a good start. All right. We got this.
Armor sense. That's what I
Wait,
should-
could you point us in a direction of where some clues might be, though?
Right.
Hold
yeah.
on. So
Yep.
the big hullabaloo about this is you don't want to send your guys because there's a scary one of their guys. So you called us to handle the scary. I don't know. I'm starting to. That general guy over there is starting to make some valid points.
I like that one. Well, so the troops have been a little hesitant to look in on this themselves, but last time there was a bloodbender, it was a big thing. I mean, he took out the council by himself, and the only reason we stopped him is because the Avatar was here, and he took
Why
away
don't you
his
get him
bend-
then?
Right. And he's like looking at you and remembering where you're from. He's dead. And
What?
We can't. We can't wait, like 10 more years for the Avatar to be able to do something.
Man, when's the funeral?
It's 2 years ago, buddy.
Where have you been?
Been like on
Batu
an island
Island?
or something? Oh, you're literally on an island. Okay.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of news out there. Though this seems pretty
Apparently
important.
not.
I don't even know where to send flowers now.
Oh, well, I happen to be studying under the previous Avatar's son, Master Tenzin. We live on Air Acolyte Island. Air Nomad. What's the island called?
I don't even know if it has a
You
name.
said it, and it sounds
It's
right.
air something.
Yeah,
Island.
it
Air
sounded right.
Island.
I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
Just like,
It's like-
let's go. And I was like, yes, ma'am. That's exactly where it is.
You had so much confidence, I
Temple
was just
Island.
ready to go with it.
Air Temple Island.
Air Temple Island.
I'm like,
Close.
the real name's not much, creative.
No.
But yes, you can send flowers there. I'm sure it would mean a lot to Master Tenzin.
Yeah, considering 2 years too late. All right. We'll talk later. What's the best, most appropriate thing?
It's either that or at this point, you're just opening old wounds, right?
Maybe wait for like the 2-year anniversary. Unless he just missed it.
2 years later,
It was yesterday.
Oh no.
gotta wait another 5.
I should have bought a regular ticket. I knew I should have bought a regular ticket.
Well,
Sokka.
I mean, at least what we've got going for us is the element of surprise. No bloodbunder's gonna expect a bunch of young ones like us to take him down.
Exactly.
See, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Sokka. I get it. Sorry, is it Master Sokka, General Sokka, Councilman Sokka? What do I... Sir?
Just Sokka's fine, but
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
it out loud. Sokka, I'm gonna go and make sure that my troops are ready, for when you send these people, because they're going to be the ones picking up their bodies from the ground later.
Sir, with all due respect, I bet he's got troops full of Dougs, and I think we can do so much better if you just give us the opportunity. We are better than your average soldier, and we can get this done.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And in a huff, he's going to walk out towards the back. And
Sokka, you know better than anyone that a group of young people can take on anything and change the world.
I mean, yeah, we did it, but we had the Avatar. This is a little different because there's no Avatar.
Yeah, but you guys were like, I don't know, 2/3 our age.
Yeah.
With all due respect, your certainty has given me incredible confidence that this is going to be doable.
Listen, like I said before, there's no guarantee that there's actually a bloodbender there. There's a lot of rumors, and when people talk like that, I mean, people's minds get the better of them.
All right, so just to be clear, if there is a bloodbender, hold on. First question: what is a bloodbender? Because I only know of the 4 elements. That sounds like a new one.
Bloodbending's a type of waterbending that bends the blood inside of people. It's actually pretty horrific.
Oh.
And it's been illegal for years now.
Well, maybe he doesn't know that.
I think he knows.
Has anyone tried talking to him? You're like, hey, knock it out.
Well, I think part of the issue is that they haven't been able to find them. Most of the attacks have been happening around a little village called Storkdog Village. And they seem to be able to go around through the forests with really great ease. They're not able to find their camp. But like I said, I'm not even sure that there is one. I mean, bloodbending is super rare. It doesn't even... You can't even really typically do it unless there's a full moon.
Is there a full moon?
Not anytime soon. That was yesterday.
Oh, so we're good for a while then.
Right? But if the rumors are true, this is a powerful bender that's able to do it whenever he wants, and I've only seen that twice. Or actually, no, sorry. I've only seen that once in my life.
I have another question.
Yes.
All right, so you know, like the moon helps out waterbenders at night, but sometimes during the day you can see the moon up in the sky. Does that still count, even though it's daytime?
No, actually.
Huh.
Thankfully.
So it has
I don't
to...
know why that is. So we got to find this guy. We got to find out if he's one of your bloodbending friends, and if he is, we tell him stop it, and then we're good.
Well, see, that's where the actual conundrum is. And he looks behind him and makes sure that the general's gone. I played up the idiot thing a little bit, but the real reason why I wanted to get somebody else is because I don't really trust what they would do. If they think that he's a bloodbender without any evidence, just because of the rumors, they might just kill him. And I mean, like, yeah, he's a criminal, but I don't know if that's right.
It doesn't feel right.
That being said, if he is a bloodbender, I don't know what to do either because we don't have an avatar. I mean, typically we'd remove their ability to bend.
We've got so many different bending techniques up in here in the city. That's crazy.
Do you have any of those people? I heard stories about this. There was like somebody could like block the chi of somebody so that way they couldn't bend anymore. Do you have one of those guys?
I've never heard about that in my life. Actually, canonically, that hasn't happened yet.
No, like Ty Lee.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about her. You know, I didn't think about that. That would have been a good idea.
You you might have one.
Oh, really?
I spent
Well,
quite a lot of time growing up on the streets, and you learn a few things. I haven't done it in a very long time. I
You learned
don't.
what on the streets? You learned to disrupt key on the streets?
It. Well,
What street
Maybe.
was that?
I did a lot of traveling before I got to Republic City, and I learned some things. I'm not proud of it. It could be useful in this case, though, to block someone's bending even temporarily.
well, there it is. We've got our strategy. Perfect.
Tenzin definitely
Guys,
was
we got
right to
this.
send you. Wow.
Throw this young lady right into the face of danger. We can do that.
What? What?
Well, we're gonna be there to back her up, and don't worry. Like good old Sokka before me. I'm gonna come up with a good plan for us.
That's the way to do it.
Strategy?
Find out where they are, make a plan, and then you just do it.
See, perfect words of wisdom. What more do we need?
To
And it's-
survive.
And it's not for nothing, you know? I mean, I realize this is a lot we're asking of all of you. I know, but for one, there's a reward in it for you. Really, whatever we can do for you at this point, because if it is an actual bloodbender and you manage to stop them, I mean, you're going to be heroes. But beyond that, I mean, I chose all of you for a reason. All of your backgrounds and who you are, I mean, you all represent the best of us, and that's the whole point of Republic City, right? The unity of all of us, and we move forward. And I believe in you all.
Absolutely. And if you taught me anything, sir, it's that if you're passionate enough, if you really go for it, there's nothing that can stop you. You just got to believe in yourself and believe in your friends. And I feel like I've known you guys long enough now to say that we're going to be good friends.
Been
Oh.
10 minutes.
Okay, I have another
Oh.
question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so if he's the plan guy, and you're the chi blocking lady guy, what's her deal?
I can sell produce.
Oh.
Well,
Do they need produce?
produce is good.
Don't be
Maybe.
modest.
See, no,
I
no,
mean,
that's how we get it. We somehow tie this into the plan of meeting up with the bandits. We've got produce, illegal produce, black market produce that we're gonna sell.
I don't know if we should be doing anything illegal, but I mean, don't sell yourself short. I
think
mean, your family
Produce is illegal.
is a long line of guardians.
And look where it brought me.
To the capital of everything.
There's way too much optimism in this room. I can do my best. Plus, I'll
Yeah.
or something.
Heck yeah, you can. We're gonna kick butt. And you too.
You have another question?
I do, but I know, but I just want to ask so in case someone doesn't know and doesn't feel foolish. What is a guardian?
Like a guardian of a village, a warrior.
Oh, I thought it was like a another thing. Guys, I'm real new to this stuff. I'm learning a lot today.
So but you came from an actual island? Is
Yeah.
that like an island?
Yeah, water.
I mean,
Brilliant.
going off your clothes and everything, forgive me for asking, I just feel like I gotta... Are you a firebender? Come on, you got some firebending, don't you?
It's a complicated situation there. Let's just say I know how to make a lot of hot air. How's that sound?
So a little bit of firebending. Alright, we can use that. Perfect. Alright, plans forming. Perfect. Alright.
But I think if I have my choice of it, this may be bloodbending feller. Maybe he's in over his head. Maybe he needs someone to set him right. So as our Mrs. Aracolet said, talk him down, find out what his problem is, and set him straight. I mean, I just learned the Avatar's dead today. Maybe he doesn't know it's illegal.
Yeah, and then if he does, and if he doesn't shape up, we kick his butt!
Woo!
You are very eager to kick butts.
I mean, it's what I'm good at.
It gets things done.
Yeah.
So
Well, okay.
we do have a cart that's going to take you all to Stork Dog Village. I think that'll be a good place to start, and that's where the Earth Kingdom troops are encamped as well. But if you need anything from Republic City, I mean, I could put it on the council's credit or anything like that. Anything you need before you go. If you're willing to do it. It seems like most of you are.
Yeah.
Woo.
I'm already here.
Came all this way, why
Great.
not? Shoot.
I'm here.
Let's get it done.
Well, he is going to hand you all essentially not a badge, but it is a little like letter of authority, essentially saying you are acting on behalf of Republic City.
Do you think they'll accept this as my PTO request? To just be like, hey, I
mean,
need time off.
We could probably get that taken care of, right? I mean,
Just talk to my manager, it'll be fine.
Yin just gazes at the paper in her hands and just lets out this reverent breath of like, oh,
it's official.
it's official.
Does
Get a frame it.
Does anyone want to ask or say anything else before you go?
Just need to recap real quick. What was our main lead to start the investigation with?
So the Stork Dog Village is near that area is where the bandit attacks have been happening. And the local populace and the troops that are there are very hesitant to go full out investigating because if it actually is a bloodbender, it's very difficult to deal with.
Got it. Okay, so not a clear direction other than we gotta go there and start our investigation. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any questions.
Okay.
Do we just like go? Do we just
Yeah.
He has a
Oh,
question?
no, there is a question. Yeah.
I have a question. Can we have food?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, I know this good soup place just down the street.
Oh, I love soup. What's soup?
I think we fade to black there. Have a commercial break.
it turns into us running a soup stall?
So, from here, where do you want to have a little moment of you all getting to know each other at the soup stall? Would you like to do that on the ride there to the village, or would you want to just cut straight to the village?
I think we could probably afford to do a little bit of RP together, eating some super ramen or something else.
Okay. While I find a picture.
Oh, no. I like that it's no, we're not going to do it on the road. We are going to go to that soup stall.
Yep.
we're going to eat soup.
You must.
Which is
Listen,
great.
if you don't know what soup is, you don't know what you're missing. It's basically leftover ramen.
Oh, just the broth.
Yeah. That's what soup is.
Love
Do you
soup.
know what ramen is?
Yeah, I'm not a bumpkin. I know what ramen is. You guys think I'm a simpleton or something.
You don't know many things.
Could have
Yeah.
just said it was ramen without the ramen. I would have known what you meant.
How would that be
What if
clear?
they could have just called it straight up broth where you're from. We wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, broth. That makes sense.
Mm.
We got plenty of that.
Soup.
So
Broth.
why don't you get any, like, cutting to the soup place?
Yeah.
Just being like, so why don't you get any new? Like, I'm I'm down as south as you can go, and I still get news though. Like, why don't you know anything on your island?
Maybe the courier was killed or something.
Well, the island I come from, it's a pretty remote island. Actually, the village I'm from is... I'm not even sure if it's on any maps, to be honest. It's real hush-hush. We don't have much of a tourist population there, if that makes any sense.
Well, then how are we going to go visit you when we're done with our adventure?
Aww.
I don't know. We gotta figure it out, I guess. The fire sages kind of control the island. They're very particular about who comes and goes. Something about history with Sozin, comets, air people, things like that. So, real hush hush. Though you should definitely go. I think you'd like it a lot. And he points to you. Yin?
Me. Why would you say that I would like it?
Well, you got your air stuff and you're friends with Tenzin. Oh, I should probably meet Tenzin. Is he here? Where is he? Is he coming with us?
He's not here. He was supposed to be at that council meeting, but he sent me instead. He said he had something important to do.
Well,
Probably looking for the Avatar.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you believe it. I mean, it's wild. It's always wild when you find out you're kin with someone. So I imagine maybe that'll help soften the blow, hearing about his dad and all.
Yeah. I think it's been hard on him, but I don't see how it couldn't be.
But so what are we thinking about this mission and the Saka guy and his general friend? Are we feeling he's on the up and up? Are we setting it in for wild goose chase or what? A goose rabbit chase?
They say don't meet your heroes, but they're wrong because Sokka was amazing. And yeah, I think he's totally legit. That Earthbender guy, no offense, was a little, less on the up and up. He seemed kind of like a non-believer, wasn't giving out the right vibes, But I get it because he's probably leading a whole legion full of Dougs. So he hasn't had.
Didn't Sokka mean for the invite to go to a Doug?
No, that must have been mistaken.
No, I think that's what he said. You're right.
Are Dougs like... I know not everyone has a last name, and I have questions about that, but is Doug like a people, or one guy, or multiple guys, or an army? I'm a little confused on that.
He's made it seem like an army at this point.
Doug is both one person, and yet so many... There's a Doug inside of so many people. Doug...
He gets around.
Doug is a metaphor for spineless cowards who know how to play the system and, work their way up and get invites to things that they shouldn't get invites for, but it doesn't matter because the right people end up going anyway.
That seems very specific.
What?
So, if the invitation was meant for Doug the spineless whatever you said, how did you get it?
Mail fraud.
Listen, I feel like we're becoming friends. We're having soup together.
You can finish that, by the way?
No, go for it. I'm on a tangent. Here we go. I never eat when I'm on my tangent. So here's the thing. I have been on kind of a private mission to expose Doug for a while for the coward that he is. And so did I take his mail? Maybe. But have I been doing that for a while to see any correspondence about how he's writing home for like, oh, it's so hard, I have to fight it, I'm too scared to fight. Like, am I looking through his mail? Yeah, I am. But the point is, the invite was clearly meant for somebody who deserves to be in Doug's position, which he doesn't. So it really was meant for me, even though it was addressed to him. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Interesting. So you believed in your heart that you were meant to be here.
Absolutely. 100%.
Insight check.
Is there an insight check in this? What's the...
It would be an assess a situation. It's not necessarily an insight check, but you could probably do that.
Call someone out.
I was say, just roll 2d6s.
So if you want to try an insight, go ahead and roll 2d6 and add your creativity
Oh no, my creativity.
to assess a situation.
I don't think I got. Oh, I do have something. Wow.
A 9. Okay,
That's
so
pretty
that's a hit, meaning
Ryuzaki's sitting here like fucking guy from LA.
You were inciting if I actually believed I was supposed to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, you would definitely get that. He 100% believes he's supposed to be here, and his sense of right and wrong is like determining, like, you know, does he just truly believe that he deserves it? Yes. Does he believe that he ethically did anything wrong? Not exactly, because there's a greater good. And
So the
he
moral
believes
compass is there. It's just slightly skewed. Is kind of.
this is in service of exposing a fraud. So this is a morally good thing. To go through people's mail and yeah.
So now you know a felony
just,
is okay if you're doing it.
Like,
for
you know,
right
the
reason.
fresh bowl of ramen when you can just dip in there and just get like the whole wad of noodle. Like, we're busying ourselves with the noodle. We're not addressing. We're just like, okay, and we're eating. Are you gonna eat that bok choy? Give me that bok choy. Yeah.
So anyways, I am just as deserving to be here as any of you, and trust me, you'd rather have me than Doug. Oh man, you'd all be killed if you let Doug go with you. Anyway,
That's what it sounds like. I've only heard bad things about this Doug guy.
there's only bad things to say.
Sounds a little cowardly. I don't know if I would want him in battle with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, mail fraud aside, does anybody else do any fun crimes? That was a joke. I don't need answers to any of that. Don't need that.
Speaking of, when you speak up, this is the moment where the waitress comes around and looks directly at you, and she looks at you like, Lila, you're back! Oh, do you have new friends? Do you guys want anything else? Refills?
Refill?
Can we get
Sure.
more soup to go?
Absolutely! Soup to go! Are you going on a trip, Lila? As she's like pouring broth.
Yes, ma'am. Can we get extra noodles and bok choy in that one, please?
Yeah, you're going on a trip. Who's watching your parents?
You know, I think they're old enough finally to watch themselves.
Are they doing better?
No,
Oh,
But-
I'm sorry to hear that.
it should just be a couple of days, though. So, get it knocked out, come back, everything will be fine unless you got anybody that can babysit.
You want me to send some soup over?
They would love that, I am sure.
We're gonna
I'll
talk to
send
a
some soup.
bloodbender.
A what?
Don't tell my mom that. Don't tell my mom that.
Some bandits and a bloodbender.
That
No. It's a mud bender.
Yeah.
A mud bender.
Oh,
Oh,
hey, didn't you used to do that when you were a kid?
I did. It's a
Oh.
family
Wait.
reunion, really.
Wait, are we talking to you?
Yeah.
I may, maybe, I don't know. Thank you so much for the soup.
Anytime, darling. And she walks over to serve other customers.
So that was on.
torn. It was a bloodbender. You can say it was a mudbender now.
I was just joking. You actually bend mud? I didn't know that was a thing.
I mean, I can't bend it, but I can make it appear.
What?
What?
It's my skill.
You can make
Like-
mud appear.
As if out of nowhere.
Kind of.
Like,
Stone
So you
mud.
do have a special skill then.
Could just
like
be
on
walking
this,
down the
on
street.
this, on this table right now, you could make mud.
Is the
Do it.
table a stone?
Do it, you
No,
coward.
it is wood.
I cannot. Oh wait,
What
can
about
I?
there? Out the window. Like on the
Let me
street.
check. Let
What
me
does it
check
say?
my thick mud. Earth and stone around you.
Well,
into
there,
sticky, sucking mud.
there is stone on the sidewalks outside, like there are plates of stone. Presumably over top
Oh, can
of
we
the-
grab a cobble? A cobble of stone? And-
Yeah, and I could mud.
I run outside and go get a stone and come back and just put it right there, like kind of push her plate aside and just or her bowl aside and just go like,
Make mud on this counter right now.
I want to see it.
I do it.
Is this one of your mastered skills?
Yeah.
Then
This is
yeah,
one of my
you just do
techniques.
it.
Like I said, I could have done something with metal, and I was like, I'm mud.
Nah.
So if it's a mastered technique, you can use it outside of combat anytime you want. You don't roll anything for it.
Okay.
If it's a learned technique, then you will have to roll for it.
Okay, so it does say learned. So
Okay, so then-
I'm gonna have to roll for mud.
Roll me a rely on your skills and training. So that would be a focus.
Okay. Watch me like incite the ever living shit out of Richard and then fail at making mud after saying, "Hey, I can make mud.
I'm trying to find now.
I can make mud."
Okay, yeah, that is a hit. You make mud, but on this particular move, you do it imperfectly. So you make mud, but as you're focusing on the stone, you like focus so hard that in an effort to try and impress everyone else, the mud just sort of like spurts out and flies everywhere. And unfortunately, it does get in your soups and on you.
Oh.
Exactly as I planned.
How would
Why
you plan
would you
that?
plan this? We just got refills.
Your power is weird.
And toxic.
And it hurts everyone around you.
You know, it's not terrible. It's not the best soup I've
Oh,
ever had.
don't,
But
don't
You don't-
eat it.
People walked on that. You should like look, it isn't always like that, but you brought it inside and you put it on the table and it just kind of like woo. Anyway, I can do that.
I'm like rubbing it out of my hair.
This is just pushing me over into stability. I'm just gonna stay home forever.
I was about to say that's like very unlike what you would normally do. I don't know if it's necessarily.
I'm trying to take risks.
I mean, I will say I feel like you should take a shift towards risk on your balance just because you agreed to go on the mission, not necessarily from that little thing.
It'd be a little weird if I like I was like, oh guys, I have a headache, but I'm gonna show up and then I'm gonna bail by staying home.
Guys, this is fine. We can incorporate this into the plan. I don't know how yet, but when he starts activating the blood powers, he can't do it to all of us at once, right? So when he does, she'll get him muddy or something.
It depends how powerful he is.
I can fight too. It's not just mud, okay? It's not just mud.
Oh, good. Good.
Oh.
Because let me tell you, I was kind of bluffing there. The mud thing, I don't think that's gonna do anything. We're just gonna put that over there, and we're just gonna go the fighting thing. The fighting thing's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we now cut to either the trip if you have other things that you want to ask, or we can cut to you guys arriving at the village.
At some point on our
I was just gonna say, I think my only thing is that since becoming an Air Acolyte or moving to Air Temple Island, I don't think Yin would have possession of any weapons at all. So I think she would just stop somewhere, maybe somewhere she used to know, and pick up just some light throwables.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, you definitely would do that. I would say that the actual forms that you guys have, like the council is taking care of whatever you need for this trip, including your food, which is free. So yeah, you were able to get weapons that you need for this.
Cool.
At some point during our travels, I would like to speak to Yin in private. Like, I don't know if we're all in the same
Hi.
cart or. Hey, so I've been meaning to speak to you. Is now a good time?
Sure, we're just traveling.
Yeah, so you said you're buddies with Tenzin, right?
I am his apprentice, yes.
Oh, okay. Alright, so he's teaching you airbending and stuff?
Not air bending. I don't really have any bending ability. But he's teaching me the values and the forms, and it's really informed a lot of my life since moving onto the island. Why?
So I'm not really supposed to talk about this much, but I feel like we, based on how Rikazaki's talking about fighting these guys, it may come up either way. But I think I gotta talk to Tenzin. First off, to say sorry about his dad, but second off, to say how you say I am one.
You are one.
I'm one of him.
You want to be an acolyte like me?
I don't know what the training regime is, or if me being an airbender just gets me to skip past that part. But
I'm sorry. What? You being a what?
Airbender.
And you see her brain just break for a moment. How? There was no. Tenzin is the only airbender left. You're not like a secret child of Avatar Aang.
Not that I'm aware of. My mom and pa are real nice. They don't really get off the island too much, but we might be kin. I don't know, cousins or something. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't understand. You're Fire Nation?
Yes, by association and where I was born. So I maybe the Fire Sages are real cagey about this stuff. But back when Sozin was doing his thing, Fire Sages, the ones loyal to the Avatar, they were able to find some youngins. They didn't even have their tattoos yet, and hide them away. And one of the reasons why my island is so off the grid, as it were, is we were kind of refugees for a long time.
Oh.
So we've been kind of on the lay low for a while. And, we thought there might just be, some backup airbenders, just in case things go bad again. Never know what's going to go on with a Sako and whatever. But yeah, we don't get out much. And currently speaking, well, there's me, and it's not really anyone else on the island that can do much abandon. So when I started showing a couple of years ago, Fire Sages took me, started training me in their ways, firemen ways. Which, don't get me wrong, they're nice. It's a lot of jabbing, it's a lot of kicking, it's a lot of aggressiveness. But it's not the best. I'm not the best, I would say. I bet Tenzin's pretty good though, being trained by the Avatar and all. So I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to be doing this or not, but it'd be real nice if you could, get me in the room with Tenzin. Maybe we'll connect. Maybe we'll be friends. Maybe you could show me a thing or two and, get this thing going right. Because right now it's him and me, right? Right?
I mean, up until now, I thought it was only him. So I suppose I don't know. And as you were talking about, like the aggression of firebending, you saw her mood kind of like, she goes very introspective. And so she's bringing herself out of it and saying that your existence sounds very lonely and very isolated. And I know something about living between two cultures. I'm sure Tenzin would be happy to meet with you, possibly train you, connect in some way. I can't promise anything other than I'll try. I'll do my best. No one deserves to live so alone.
Well, it's not all so bad. Got a lot of Skyboss in there. They get a little, rowdy sometimes, but a little. He's gonna take his crook and fuck him. You gotta get him in right in order every now and then.
Yeah, Tenzin has one, and it's so fun to have him around. But yeah, when he was younger, he did get quite riley.
So I might have whipped some tail every now and then. Don't tell nobody though.
I won't tell anyone. But yeah, I'll try.
Artem, would that be sharing something secret about? Would that push towards unity or heritage for the foundling? Or do we do this at the end?
Well, no, you could do it during it. I think sharing it, I think you guys basically played through a guide and comfort without the rolls. So I think
We did a thing.
Yeah, I think I like the way it was played out, so I don't think you guys even have to roll for it. But the basic idea is that, especially when she was talking about the loneliness portion of it and, trying to make you feel better about it. Normally, my brain stopped.
I do have a thing, I think.
Yeah. Oh. Normally, Melody would roll with Harmony here and be able to clear fatigue and conditions, but you don't have that. But since you are receptive, you can shift your balance here. Let's go ahead and have Melody roll 2d6 and add Harmony.
I
Okay.
do have a move called Cultural Bonds,
Okay.
and it's part of my heritage. When you try to connect with an NPC... Oh, with an NPC, never mind.
Okay. But go ahead and roll the
Uh,
2d6 with Harmony, Melody.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta double check what my harmony is. +2.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yay!
Like, super high roll. So it even says this on a 10 plus, if you embrace their guidance and comfort, then you can shift your balance. Or they may
Me
shift your
or
balance.
Melody?
So Melody can shift your balance.
I can
I-
shift his?
Yes, because of what you've said to him, if he's receptive toward it, which it sounds like you may be, then I would say if you want to shift his balance more towards unity or heritage, it sounds more like unity because you're getting him out of a shell and part of a more collaborative effort.
Yeah, that sounds like it lines up.
All right, then shift your balance one towards unity, Ryan.
I'm trying to look for. Says losing your balance, returning to center. The foundling designed to combine their heritage, leaning towards this principle. Come back to me, but that feels like unity to me.
Yeah, I think so. Cool. That was a good scene. So, you all move towards the village that you were going towards, and coming upon it, it is moderately sized. There are homes here. It is in the thick woods and leading up onto the mountain. It's fairly well defensible. You can see that there is a factory towards the back end of the village, and that's probably where most of the people here work. And there are a good amount of people here. It is comfortable to those of you who have lived rural lifestyles, but not totally alien to those of you who have been in cities for a great portion of your life. But one thing that does stand out, and that's very unlike anything else, is that surrounding this town, you see a long line and encampment of the Earth Kingdom's tents. They have a military presence here ever since the bandits started doing their attacks. And it's very, very evident because it seems to have brought the general mood of the entirety of the town down. People look a little solemn on the streets. There's not many people outside, and it is starting to get a little bit towards night as you arrive in the village. Early evening, so let's say like 4 p.m.-ish. But in a couple of hours, the sun will start to set. So as you arrive, the driver that has been taking you here, also an Earth Nation troop, gets off the carriage and looks to you all. I think they set up a room in the lodge for you guys if you want to check in there. I believe that the mayor also would like to speak to you. He's been alerted that you guys would be coming.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
I'm ready. I don't know about you guys, but this place seems so much more chill than the big city.
Yes.
It
Such
seems
military
kind of
presence.
it seems kind of tense to me, actually.
Oh, I mean, yeah, in that way, but I mean just the scale of it, you know?
Oh, going into the city's busy in comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
A
So,
little
like,
insane.
yeah, they're a little intense right now, but, like, whatever, we're gonna save the day.
So what
Here's hoping.
do you all do
Would
first?
this be a time to use assess a situation, or is that much more like we're in it?
You can definitely use assess a situation if you have questions that you want to ask. If go ahead and I mean, are there questions that you're asking about the place? Because it's kind of
I
like
guess I just want to.
it's kind of a combined perception insight role type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I want to know why everyone's so tense.
Because they're intense, because they don't have homes here.
Got it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll and assess the situation.
All right, I think it says this is creativity.
Yeah.
Which I have a +1 in. So that is a 5 and 2, and 1 is 8.
Okay, so an 8 is a hit, and you're asking the question, why is everybody looking so glum? So 1 is the overwhelming presence of the army, which very much seems alien. Like, you can definitely notice as you start looking at it, this is not a normal thing. These tents are temporary, but there is quite a large force here, And Sokka did tell you before, like, he's worried that the Earth General will overreact. Seems like he already overreacted a little bit, perhaps. The other thing that you notice is that, and this might have been something that you didn't necessarily pick up in Republic City because there were so many more people, but there's no farms here. There's no agriculture. There's very little in terms of shops. The big thing at the end of the town is the factory, which sort of like looms over everything. And it almost seems like the people that are out right now are tired. They are very much... There is something underneath the surface, and spirits have been broken. You're not entirely sure what, but there's something beyond just the current situation that's going on in this town.
People are really bummed out here.
It's capitalism.
I thought we were an autonomous collective.
So what do you all want to do?
Guess we go check in.
Okay.
Let them know we're here.
So you all go towards the lodge. It's fairly easy to see where it is. It's a lot easier to make your way through a smaller town like this. As you come into the lodge, you do see the mayor, which goes up to you very, not excitedly, but like, he's happy to see you here. Where is his picture? Here we go. Familiar face to some of you probably. So this man walks up and clearly sees you all are very alien to this place. He's like, oh, good. Okay, you were all here. You have been sent to investigate the situation with the bandits, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And he marks something off on his list. Well, there are 4 rooms for you all here in this lodge. What else can I say? Oh, we did have a bit of luck. It seems that during one of the raids, they managed to capture one of the bandits. He is currently at the healer's hut. I think that might be a good place for you to go. I'm so happy you can capture them and have all this behind us.
Enhanced interrogations. All right.
No. No.
What? We enhanced them with your mud bending.
Mud bending?
Nothing.
Mud bending. You just put a rock in their mouth, right? And then I'll explain the plan later.
As long as it doesn't ruin the town, use your methods. That's fine with me. Get it done as quickly as possible.
Just remember WWSD, I guess, for your interrogating. What would Soka do?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing to remember.
Okay.
All right. Well, you are all here. You're good. And he's like moving towards the door. You don't need anything else, right? No? Okay. Yeah. All right.
He's leaving kind of quick, guys.
He must have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you
Where
guys call out to him for anything, he will just straight up leave.
I don't know if I have anything for it. I don't have anything.
Okay.
I feel like there's that like trying to think of something, like, wait a minute, I know I should ask you, and then no, he's gone. And it's like, all right, that's it. Never talk to him again.
Guess I had no questions.
Nothing. Okay. I guess we go talk to the guy or the person and ask the questions about whoever is running the bandits.
Yeah, who's the bandit lord?
Right? And then we can maybe verify about the bloodbending thing. And if we can verify the bloodbending thing now, maybe we can send some of the army away. Because that's crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be Bloodbender versus Mudbender. Who's the strongest?
I regret mentioning anything about myself. We should just
We got
go.
a secret weapon on our side.
No, it was nice to learn more about you.
It's mud.
Which will win? Mud versus blood.
That's very, very kind of all of you to say, I think. We should go. We should
I hope
go.
you win. This blood bending sounds real nasty.
I hope I win too.
Okay.
I lose so bad.
As you all leave, it's not hard to find the healer's hut either. Mostly because as you approach it, you do see that there are a couple of Earth Nation soldiers posted out front with the door closed. And what do you all say as you approach?
We are here at behest of your mayor. May we enter?
We're here to investigate this the bandit. We're here to investigate the bandit.
We're here to investigate the blood bandit.
Yeah. The bloody bandit.
Yeah, we heard about you guys. Well,
We have letters.
yeah, I could see that. I mean,
No, really, we're here. Please.
I don't know if
We're
you're gonna.
important.
I don't know if you're gonna get anything out of the guy. I mean, he's kind of. Well, the healer won't let us talk to him, but maybe you guys could talk some sense into him.
Oh, I'll talk some sense into him, all right.
Yeah,
Are-
we'll talk some sense into him, all right?
Wait,
we're
are they
both saying the same thing, but very different meanings.
Are they severely injured or
They're not that hurt. It's fine.
like is their jaw gone and they actually can't physically talk?
It's not that bad.
Just like casts
Sigh.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Full body cast.
So they knock on the door, and you see, as it opens, you see, probably unexpected for this region,
Another Mulan character.
another Mulan. Yeah, totally. No, you see a water tribe elder looking out
Oh, she's so cute.
through the door.
Southern or northern?
With the markings and everything you're seeing, it is a northern tribe.
Okay.
Good question. Who is it this time?
Hi.
Hey there, member of the Southern Water Tribe here. We want to. We actually have been tasked by the High Council to interrogate this bandit to see if we can investigate and find the leader of the bandits.
Hold up the letter again. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
so-
like specifically cover the part that says Doug on mine.
These soldiers have already done enough. I don't think we need more warriors asking and interrogating this man.
We're not
Well,
warriors.
What kind of techniques did they use? Did they start from the head? Because you're never supposed to start from the head. They get all fuzzy. You can't feel anything from the neck down.
She gives you a look of like, you're the reason why I'm not letting anyone in.
Please, we just want to talk to him.
Go ahead and roll a plead. So that's a 2d6 with harmony.
Wait.
You got this. You got this.
Egg.
You got it.
I'm double checking my harmony. Hold up. I think that's my highest one. Yeah.
Atta girl.
That's
Hey.
a good hit. The way that you speak, I mean, obviously the way you guys are dressed, but aside from the one Water Nation, Water Tribe person who's ready to knock heads, she looks at you and like can just see inherently that you're definitely not gonna do anything. And she steps aside cautiously and opens the door to let you guys in. As you all walk in, she will look back to the other two and be like, and stay out there. and close the door behind you as you walk into her hut.
That's why we lead with honey.
So the healer's hut, she has a whole bunch of stuff that's in here, herbs, books. It looks nicely lived in and cozy. But over in the side room here, there is a quite badly beat bandit. He has a compress on his head, bruises all over, cuts and scrapes, and he looks to be sleeping at the moment. And she looks at you all. I'm not sure how many questions you can get out of him. I've put him under sedation. He was in quite a lot of pain.
Did we decide which one of us is asking the questions?
And what questions?
And what questions?
I think Rikazaki wants to ask him some questions.
She seems like my way of doing things wouldn't necessarily help, but I tell you, there's just a certain way that I hit people that can make them feel really guilty and insecure.
Are you saying that that's a technique you have?
Yep. I can impose two conditions on them, and there's guilty, insecure, or troubled.
Oh my god.
Oh, we just need to let him
I
go
can-
in there and like
I can inflict 2, and that's a mastered technique, so I can just do it.
That's incredible. God dang.
But we'll do the honey first, because clearly that's what the Water Elder would want.
But what would Sokka want? Probably the same thing, right? I don't know, Sokka, actually. You don't need to answer that.
Sokka would want us to get results. So we'll try somebody else's way first. I don't know what hitting him more is going to do. He's already clearly beat up quite a bit, so kind of, diminishing returns on there. So yeah, sure, let's try the nice way. See what that does.
I can talk to him. Seems like he's a guy of the land. Maybe we could connect on something.
Now,
Try.
Oh,
I
go
wanna be-
ahead.
I want to be clear. I'm not waking him up unless you have a good plan and reason to speak with him. Otherwise, he has to rest.
We have a very good reason.
Well, you're here to investigate the bandits, but
Yes.
Maybe she should go investigate the bandits. She's kind of a badass, though.
they
Like, she
did
could
tell
get it
you what's happening around here, right? Why there are bandits in the first place?
No.
No.
Nah, they didn't mention that.
That would have been a good question.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you seen that factory up on the top of the hill?
Oh yeah.
A lot of these people, a lot of these bandits used to live here in the village. I recognize him. But frankly, they're fed up.
And then I
You're
get paid?
saying
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Are they not getting paid enough? Or
Slightly, but it's more the fact of what they're making there.
What are they making there?
I think you need to be asking the people outside in the tents what they're making there.
We ask him what they're making there.
just poke your head outside and ask the two soldiers at the door. Hey, what are they making up there?
Hey guys, what do you make for a living?
Shit! It pays real
Word.
bad.
Word.
What? I thought it was that they were upset about what they're making.
No,
Is it weapons? Is it?
what are they producing?
They're making their own obsolescence.
Oh.
I don't know that word. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, that's one of those $5 words. We don't got those where I come from either.
That factory was built up 15 or so years ago. When it was first put into this village, they told us it would be good for us. Everyone would have jobs. We would be able to work better, and that was true for a while. But when the machines you're working on are made are making machines to replace you, people don't really want to do that work.
No, actually, I get it. I'd become a bandit too, I think.
Well, did they talk about them? Did they like say like, "Hey, we don't want to make this no more"? And then factory guy's like, "Oh, all right."
I don't think you understand how that works. You see,
It is true. I do not know.
Mayor is very financially invested in this factory.
Oh, we met the mayor.
Oh, yeah, nice guy, right?
Very busy.
He seemed fine.
Well, he's financially invested, and the Earth Kingdom pays a lot of money to this factory to get these machines.
So then, go ahead.
So we... Well, they can't be bandits. We were tasked to stop the bandits. Or do we just report back to Sokka saying, "Hey, guess what? Actually, it turns out it's okay to be bandits." So then we just do nothing.
No, but that explains why he sent a bunch of nobodies to deal with it, and not the army to deal with it.
I wonder if Doug would know what to do right now.
No, he wouldn't. He would know to cower away.
If this carries over to a campaign, I hope the jokes keep going.
Well, this all sounds real more complicated than I was originally envisioned, but I think it might be best if I talk to this guy, see his view of things, and maybe we can come to some kind of treaty. You know, get people out of here. Maybe we can work out something with the factory that, you know, they don't make their opulescence, so everyone keeps their jobs and stuff.
Great use of the word.
Thank you. I just learned it.
If you actually think you could get something out of them, but their leader's a real zealot, I hear.
Mm.
Another $5 word I don't understand.
Look up what zealot means later.
I just like the response of, yes.
Smile and nod, everybody.
Yeah.
So wait, what are they banditing? What are they stealing?
They are stealing the machines that are being produced in the factory, they're doing essentially raids on the convoys that are.
So they're taking the stuff that they make?
These are people that are not working at the factory anymore.
But they're stealing the things that they used to make.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that means it's partially theirs, right?
Does it?
Who owns the means of production?
Where are the contracts?
Get the lawyer in here. We'll work it out. The union rep.
Well, I do think that we need to start by asking our only connections some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that.
Well,
Like,
you
good luck
said
because you're not going to wake him up, or like good luck because he's not going to talk.
I don't.
you
think
said
he's
you would
gonna
wake
talk.
him up. Well,
All right. She
Zeph could at least try.
She mixes together a little bit of a liquid and very gently pours it into his mouth, some sort of stimulant, which, he coughs for a second and then opens his eyes very weakly, looking up at everyone. What is going on?
Hey there, how you doing?
Oh my god, that's loud.
Sorry. How you feeling? You look a little banged up.
Yeah, everything hurts.
Oh, man. What happened?
They threw rocks. A lot of rocks.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Big rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate when that happens. So listen, we're coming in here. You're we're looking to find your friends. You wouldn't happen to know where they are, would you?
You'll never find them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking you if you could help us out.
Why would I tell you?
Well, you know, to be completely honest, I feel like there's a lot of gaps. I've learned so much in the last couple of days, and I keep learning more every single day. But it seems like something in this town's not right. Between your friends and soldiers parked out there and this factory up there, the mayor running all over the place, seems like we're having a real miscommunication. I know that word. And I think it'd be good if we all sat down, aired out our, problems, some grievances, see what's going on with everybody. And then we can...
We've tried all that. And it doesn't work. The only thing they'll understand is force.
Ooh. Okay. Well, right now, they understand your force as bringing in more guys to beat you up. So I don't even know if they understand force. See what I'm saying? What's your name, by the way?
Gotcha.
Tatcha. My name's Zeph. These are my friends. Lila, Yin, Ryuzaki.
So we are friends.
Yes.
We were asked to come here to help sort out the problem by a very important person, according to this gentleman right here.
Very
Named
important.
Soka, back of the city. So, some eyes are on this right now. And it seems like it could be one of those, like a boiling pot, ready to go over. Spill soup everywhere. And no one wants spilled soup. Me especially.
Good. That means when Atka attacks, everybody will be watching.
The what?
Our
What?
leader,
What? When who attacks what?
Atka. When he attacks, everyone will know exactly what's happening here.
Objection to that. Actually, we don't know what's going on here until we just got here, but the world doesn't really seem to know at all from what I could tell. Like, even Sokka didn't seem to know what was up, and Sokka he's like on the council. So if suddenly there's just a big attack, Sokka's not gonna know why. So, like, we gotta start talking some stuff through. Listen, if you plead your case, I bet Sokka will get on your side.
Oh, please. The people in Republic City are even worse. Us Benders used to be useful, and we had jobs, and we were part of everything, and they don't care. To them, it's all about profit.
No. Sokka cares. He doesn't care about... What does Sokka care about? He cares about fighting for justice. And if you guys really are the good guys, and I'm not totally sure, but if you are, then he'll back you up.
Is he a Bender?
No.
Then he doesn't understand. He won't ever understand what we're going through.
Well, then I don't understand what you're going through.
Well,
Clearly.
Lila here is the bender.
Hi.
She's a very talented one at that.
Yep.
She can make mud.
Yep.
I've seen it.
I get where he's coming from, though. We used to have purpose, and it's being taken away. Like, I get it, unfortunately. Doesn't make it right.
You used to have purpose to your mud bending?
To have purpose in my life, and then I moved.
Forgive me for asking, what was the purpose to your mud bending?
It's not just mud. I can do other earthbending things. It's just that's something I picked up as a kid, and that's all I managed to learn.
Oh, got
You
it.
know this. She
Before-
comes from a a group of gardeners.
Anyway, so the gentleman in front of us, hey there. You're not going to tell us anything, are you?
No.
At all. Yeah. You should, though. Please.
Listen, if you just, we have an in with the council. If you have a really solid reason, if you feel passionately about it, and if this is your thing that we've got to solve to make it right, then you got to let us know. But if there's violence before the message gets out, then it's just gonna be seen as aggression and violence. It's not gonna teach them anything.
You might hurt more people than you harm or help.
So, Sydney and Richard, one of you choose who's going to make a plead roll. So that's a harmony roll.
My harmony is -1, buddy.
Mine's 0.
Well,
Can I
you
use
guys-
my passion to plead?
However, since you're both doing this, the other person can use the help move, which you mark 1 fatigue, but you will give them +1 on their roll.
Oh, hey. So that's probably better for you.
Yep.
So I'll mark a fatigue.
So a +1 for me.
Yes. You're rolling a plead.
And I would understand. Trying to work with me on pleading would fatigue me too.
Hey?
Hey, that's a really strong one,
Hey.
though.
No, we're crushing it.
So looking at you, and both of you having described that, one with the person that literally has lived through this a little bit, and the other one giving a rational answer to this all, he looks at you guys and, maybe if you were able to talk with Atka, then... He looks around and he notices like the other people aren't here, and he's going to take a chance. In the woods, we move our camp every night, so they can't find us. But if you make a bird call, specific one, I can show you how. When you receive a response, head in that direction. You'll be able to find them.
We got him, boys.
I'm not going to do
all right.
it because I'm chicken, but he will perform said bird call for you.
What kind of bird? Is it a hornbill, flowerpecker, Amazon, ibis, condor, parrot, pheasant, frigate, bunting, a tit, a vulture, a crow, a forest
It's a
owl,
vulture.
Your
a buzzard,
name,
an eagle, a warbler?
you're
None of those
naming
bec-
half. I was gonna say you're naming half of a lot of animals, right?
I was about to
I'm using
say,
the
yeah.
condensed name.
It's a frog
What's
warbler.
A frog? Is that what you said?
Yep.
How does that go?
It kind of
Like, does it go, like-
croaks.
And then like la 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 la.
Yeah,
Perfect. That's it. Done.
exactly.
Nailed it.
Done.
100%.
Wait. Or hear me out.
Amazing. So at that, he does start to look a little tired. Is there anything else that you would want to say? Because the healer is moving over and has some more sedative to get him back to sleep.
I just want to walk up and gently place a hand on maybe his shoulder, whatever looks the least injured, and say, "Thank you. You've helped us take a large step towards peace."
I hope so. And she's gonna let him drink.
What does Oddkit care about most?
Nope. He is out cold again. The healer does look at all of you, and she's like got a little bit of a smile, and she's, I'm a little impressed.
Whoa.
My name's
You.
Hanta. If you need anything while you're here, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Hanta.
Is it true that Sokka kissed, like, your moon god? I heard something about there was, like, I don't know, you all in the northern area had, like, a moon goddess or something, or a princess, or I don't know, the story gets mumbled, but I heard that, like, Sokka made a move on her and she was into it. Like, that's how much of a legend, wait for it, dairy person he was.
The moon? But it's all the way in the sky. How would he do something like that?
Right? That's what I'm wondering. Like, but I've, like, heard from reputable sources.
Also, isn't it technically all of our moon? We share the moon.
I mean, obviously we don't all look at the same moon.
No, we all look at the same moon.
We all consent to Sokka making a move on our moon? Is that...
I don't know about that, but
I think it's for the moon to give the consent, not us.
You know,
I don't know if
I
I like
wouldn't know anything about that. I've been here for a good 50 years in this village.
Oh, okay. So you're, like, from the northern tribe, but not, like, been around there for a while.
I was with the warriors that came down from the northern tribe during the war.
But, like... But it's believable, right? Like, he could totally pull that off, right?
I don't know. The moon's a thing in the sky.
And apparently
Whatever, let's
different
go.
for everybody.
It sounds like you don't get a lot of news out here, so I figure I should probably be the one to tell you. The Avatar is dead. You know.
Very, very good, honey. And she, like, pats you on the shoulder a little bit.
It's a lot to process, I understand.
It's very sad. She looks to everyone
Yes.
else.
I just like I nod
Let
to
it
her.
out. Let it out. It's all right.
I gently take Zeph's arms. Like I think we should leave her to the grief.
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this.
I love that there was this moment where she was like, "No, that was awesome. I kind of respect these guys." And then just watching us talk to each other, it just goes, "Oh."
Richard, I want you to shift your balance one towards care. You
Okay.
went very much against what your character would normally do in an interrogation.
What would Sokka do? Sokka did
War
it.
crimes.
So do we
What do you
want to
do? I don't know, man. Maybe.
we want to take a quick little bio break?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I came to the conclusion that the war crimes wouldn't be effective in this case.
I'm always a fan of Anderson, though.
That's growth.
Yeah, I think so. If that's not growth, what is?
Cool. So we'll take a little break and we'll come back and probably get into some combat for you guys.
Hmm.
All right. Cool.
Unless we talk ourselves out of it.
Well, you know. All right. So, I guess my first question as we start up again is how do you go about getting out of town, because it is surrounded by an
With my
encampment.
We walk.
We fight our way out.
Mud bending.
Mud bending. I more mean, like, do you try to do it stealthily? Do you just
We
walk
probably
out?
need to, because somebody might try to follow us if they think we have a lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
So I'm gonna say whoever. Well, I guess yeah. What do you guys want to do? Because I'll make the
Is there a-
decision. Yeah.
Isn't there a mechanic where I can, like, just ask the DM, like, what is the most, like, what's the best way to get out of the city or something like that? Isn't there like an ask for information thing?
Yeah, assess the situation. So go ahead and roll with a creativity.
Okay.
Do we want to go check out the factory before we leave town?
Make sure what he's saying was true. Or I guess
Do we have
the
to
healer
get
said
out
it
of
too.
town to get to the factory? I thought the factory was like
It's at like
Above.
the very end of town, up on the top of the hill, essentially. So a 9 is a hit. So you can ask one question, which what's the best way to get out of town? I would s-
Undetected, yeah.
Undetected. So definitely waiting for nightfall. It's not a city where there are going to be street lamps and everything everywhere. People might have electricity inside their homes, possibly, but unlikely. So that's one of them. The other thing is that most of the forces seem to be around the factory. So it gets thinner as you go to the other side. So you can leave like sort of at the bad end of town and into the forests. Getting into forest cover is going to be your biggest thing. But also, there is an encampment there. You could always go the disguise route as well, because there are definitely going to be not costumes, but there are going to be earthbending armor sets there.
Do we need to sneak out of town?
But I'm just
think it
asking
might be
if you
a
guys
good
want to.
idea, just based off of if these people have been. So the mayor's financially vested in the factory. The factory stuff is being stolen as it's leaving town. We just talked to the one person that they have on premise that has an idea of what's going on, and then we just leave. I feel like somebody will end up following us at some point.
I worry about waiting until nightfall because
They move.
there was a
lot.
vague mention of there's going to be an attack.
Mhm.
I'm like, when is that? Was that soon? So, but I'm liking the idea of going away from where most of the action is, just kind of going through the bad part of town and then going through the forest out that way. So that's the idea that Ryuzaki will pitch to the group, but he'll share everything that he learned as far as what's, available as he's kind of like patrolled around. That's what he's investigating, while maybe other people investigate the conditions of the factory itself.
So is everyone else going up to the factory?
I'll go up
I
to
mean,
the
Zach's going to at least. I feel like I need to understand what the deal is, and I know what they're building, but Zeph doesn't.
Gotcha. So as you head up to that, I mean, getting into the factory might be a different sort of thing, but immediately in the vicinity of it, it is a large plot of land, very industrial. It's very alien to anything Zeph has ever seen. Yin would recognize this more of like the factory portions of Republic City. And it's pretty clear, like you can see the smokestacks coming up through the roof, that it's some sort of metalworking facility. It also seems like beyond it, and you can see the telltale signs, there are like tracks, old tracks that go up into the mountains. So at one point, this may have been a mining town before it was anything else. But the doors are closed. It is big barn doors, and you guys were already here towards the evening, and it's probably around like 5 something. So the lights are off. The factory is closed. It is an impressive looking building. And the space around it is like cleared out forest, very utilitarian. And that's what you see just looking at it. It is closed, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of people around at the moment.
Is there a back door?
So when you walk around it, I mean, towards the back end of it, that's where you're butting up against where like the army has made their encampment. They are fairly close to the factory. because they
Because they're
have.
protecting the factory, not the people.
Yep. There's a lot more. I will say it's like you have like this essentially this like barren plaza. You have the factory, and then you can see the encampment on the other side, like wrapping around the sides of this factory. They are there's way more people up towards this end in terms of Earth's soldiers.
Does this factory have chimneys?
Yes.
How big are the chimneys?
Like big smokestack chimneys.
I think I'm gonna go in there and check it out.
Into the chimney?
Go into the factory.
Oh.
Into the unknown.
Anyone want to come with?
You shouldn't go alone.
Or is there a window that I could? Is there already windows that are open that I could possibly crack open?
There are a couple of like barely. These are the kind of windows that like they don't open like this or shutter or anything. They're like the kind that slightly swivel out, so it's enough for air to get in, but it's not really to see through or for the benefit of the people inside. There are big window panes like that. You know, like they're like small little panes of glass, but it's one big sheet almost, and there's a couple that are cracked slightly, not enough to slip through, at least not comfortably. They are higher up though.
I mean, we can go up high, or I imagine, Lila, we could go low. Maybe something to grease our way in. I wouldn't necessarily know how or nothing about that, but maybe
Taking mud was the biggest fucking mistake.
mud is the way.
Or was it the best thing you've ever done?
Or
Chimney or mud? We're getting dirty either way. Which way we going?
we can try for mud.
All right, we're gonna Bugs Bunny our way in.
If that's
Okay.
what you want to do.
So I will say, like,
Let me find my mud technique.
The plaza out front is dirt pretty much. So you're an earthbender, you can very easily like go through if you want to like start burrowing under type thing.
Okay, yeah.
That being said, I will say just because Yin and Lila are from Republic City or have spent a lot of time there, you know that generally you don't really build a factory on dirt, and there's definitely like a concrete or like refined earth, refined stone situation going on that serves as a foundation. So Zeph is like, yeah, we could just go under it because he knows what a barn looks like. This probably looks a lot like a barn. And you're like, oh, my head is going to smack right into the stone.
All right, Lila, let's go.
Do you have the means? I mean, I guess I could turn the stone into mud.
It's refined. It's like
Okay.
like a built foundation type thing. Yeah.
So, there are a little bit of limitations here. We don't have. Do you have a way to power us through, like, a wall?
Yeah, you.
Maybe if I had done more studying and had some more time with the whole Guardian thing, maybe. But right now, I mean, I could get us to the wall. I could get us to the foundation. But that's about it.
Sounds like we're going through the chimney.
Yep. Get going. Sure.
Anyone need a lift to the roof?
Don't we all?
How do I feel about heights?
I will say, just to not leave out Richard, since it seems like we're moving in this direction, and do you want to say that?
I'll say that I looped back up with them.
Ryuzaki is now making his way up.
Sure.
Okay.
Who wants a lift?
Yep.
Okay.
What exactly do you mean by a lift?
Oh, hey, we're going to the roof.
What?
It was either that or crash through a wall.
Which I can't do.
Which
We're gonna
you-
go
you
up
could
through
try.
the chimney?
I could try, but
Unless you can crash through a wall.
Not without a lot of effort.
You could guilt your way through a wall. Could you get it to
feel
psychological damage?
Oh, all I do is keep people out.
I need to let them in.
Is it kind of go to a quiet backyard area. Zeph's going to pull out his shepherd's crook, and he'll go over to Yin first. It's like, you probably have the most experience with this, given your background experience.
Experience with what?
And he's going to start kind of like churning a circle around Yin's feet, and like you're going to feel wind and air start to kick up. And noticeably, it's hot because Zeph's technique is hot air bending. Given his teachers showing him firebending techniques, some of that has bled into his air bending. The chi that gets moved through to create fire is now partly used when he air bends. So for whatever reason, his air is very, very hot, but it also helps lift things. So he's going to kind of create a little spiral vortex underneath you, and he's going to slap it down and then shoot you up onto the roof.
Okay. Give me a focus roll, relying on skills and training, because while you have done this to yourself and you know how to shoot yourself up, you are throwing a person upwards.
I do have something with focus. Hang on. Trusty Talisman. You have a specific weapon tool item which you believe is crucial to your training and abilities. You roll with harmony instead of focus when you use this item to rely on your skills and training. If you roll a miss, the item is damaged in addition to any other consequence it needs repairs. If the item is damaged again, therefore, blah, 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 it breaks. But I get to roll with harmony.
Yeah, sure. So you're relying on your skills and training, but with harmony instead, because you're pulling your inner self. You've done these techniques before. Go ahead and roll me a 2d6 plus harmony.
3 and a 1. Plus 2 is a 6.
So you got a 6?
I did get a 6.
Okay. Well, that is a miss. So what happens is...
Inspiration?
No.
It's fine.
So what happens is you are... It was so close to a hit. You have done this before. You've thrown yourself upwards before, and you throw Yin upwards, but you don't account for the fact that she's a little smaller than you. You don't know your strength when you're throwing other people, and she goes way higher than you intended. To the point where she then starts, like, she misses your target and starts coming back down on the other side of, like, I'm assuming there's, like, corner of the roof, comes over the corner of the roof and coming back down. Now, you, of course, are like, oh, no. And the way that your crook takes a little bit of damage is you go over and you try to catch her physically, because you're like, let's not, like, use our airbending again. And when you catch her, there's a little bit of a towards the bottom of the crook as it hits the ground.
It's my spine.
Quick,
Oh,
Yin,
no,
use your...
Are
use
you
your-
okay?
Yin, use your airbending.
I will say, so Yin, take 1 fatigue from this as you come down hard, as well as, oh my god, it's going to take me a while to get the, Zeph, take 1 fatigue as well. It's a hard hit as you catch her from the air.
I imagine it's like a, oh shit, and it's like kind of spiraling like a tornado, and then it's like,
Oh,
I'm just gonna go start working on that.
Okay.
I'm really sorry. I told you I'm bad at this.
I did. There was no warning. Why was it warm?
Isn't it always warm?
No.
Oh. Well, I guess mine is.
Okay.
So,
Do I get a mulligan?
well, as you guys are doing that, so Lila, is Lila actually going to start burrowing?
I'm gonna just be like, ugh. And then she launches, I feel. I don't even see the resolution to what occurred. I see the launch, and I'm like, no.
Gotcha.
I'm playing into safety here.
So then go
I
ahead.
think I know what it was. I think it was you're louder than me. Lila's a lot closer. Lila, why don't you try next?
Already gone.
So Lila,
No.
as you try a different tactic, go ahead and roll me a focus. So 2d6 plus your focus. Rely on your skills and training. You can move through the dirt very easily to get underneath, but working with this foundation that's actually built in is a lot harder. But you are able to do it. You find these skills coming back to you a little bit as you're like, oh yeah, actually no, I remember how to do this. And you make this hole, you get to the foundation, and you realize it's a lot like dirt. There's pockets of air all over it. It's poured concrete type thing. And so you move and shift it out of the way. If you had gotten a 7 to 9, the unintended would have been you make a hole that is impossible to
This big.
Fill again.
to fill again. So it'd be very evident that you broke in. But you were able to make a hole, open it up, and you're like, I can close this as I'm leaving type thing. So no one will be the wiser.
I'm doing incredible. What? Yeah. We're astounded. Hey!
Yeah.
I did it!
Joe.
It took you almost dying, but I tried it.
She didn't almost die. She would have been fine.
My legs are still shaking.
What did I tell you? If you just believe in yourself really hard, you can do anything.
I need to work on that, I guess. Because I did not. But seeing her fly, I figured I would try it.
Listen, desperation's a great resource to pull from. Tap into that. If you don't have enthusiasm, desperation's the next best thing.
I'll take that.
So I also say move your center one more towards risk, because not only have you gotten back towards your bending, your initial bending, but also you did just break into a factory, and that's very out of character for you.
You avoided risk.
I avoided risk
taking
by
risk.
being risk.
Very
I
stable.
said, I'm not doing that type. I'm doing this one.
So ignore the people that are in this photo, obviously, but as you go inside of this factory and pop out through the bottom, instead of a wood floor, there's just a concrete one. You do see a bunch of these machines, metalworking machines, forms presses, what would be like cauldrons for melting metal, to create essentially more and different types of metalworking machines all around you. What do you guys do? It is also dark, I would have mentioned. The lights are off in here. Everybody's done at the factory.
I don't
for the
have
day.
dark vision.
No one has dark vision.
Not today.
Anybody
So
have
sorry.
a
What are they building?
It's a little unclear as to what the machines are actually making, but it's making metal parts of some sort.
I don't see. Oh, sorry, I'm not in there. Or
Y'all
are
in
we
there
all
now?
in there? Do we all go in the mud hole?
Oh, well,
Or is it
I guess
just-
that's the question. Does everybody follow in the mud hole?
Oh,
Are we able to?
Yeah.
I'm
she
going right in.
made of a perfectly person-sized hole that's fairly easy to get through.
Then yeah, I'm gonna go right in there.
Okay.
So yeah, being inside, he's just I don't get it. So they're making metal parts. What's the problem?
Taking their jobs.
But they're
But
doing
these
the
are
jobs. Yeah.
The story setting is at a point where benders in themselves are not favored, correct?
There is starting to be a turning tide. So there is a sort of resentment because there was a time where benders saw themselves as supreme against non-benders, and now non-benders are like, well, we can just make these machines that do the work that you normally do. So there's a lot of displacement going on where people are literally losing their jobs because there's just a machine that's doing it for them. And you don't need to be a bender anymore. Like, for instance, I guess if you guys want to pick somebody to roll me and assess the situation, somebody who's like going around who might be able to understand these machines best.
Not me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I would
I've got a-
understand machine work.
I don't know if I would.
Well, I think
have
there is
+1 to
merit.
creativity.
There is
also-
merit to both Lila and Yin doing that. So if you both want to roll it, and we'll just see.
Yeah.
Is it just a 2d6?
Oh,
The
I
2d6
almost rolled
plus your
a,
creativity.
thank you for that. I almost rolled a d20.
Yeah, the 2d6 is very new. It's very different. Okay, so an 8 there.
And it's +0 for me, so 8.
Okay, cool. So you both got 8. You both realize that, and you, as you're looking through these machines, one thing for sure stands out to you: the parts of the machinery that would normally be operated by firebenders. And you're a firebender, so you recognize this. And Lila's aware of this situation because it's been happening to people like her, like the cauldron and everything. There is no place for a firebender to be there to heat up the cauldron. There is another machine that is providing the fire and
So it's getting
keeping
rid of
temperature.
everybody.
It is changing. Like, you realize that, like, the machines that it's making, like, the end product could be different, but this factory specifically is enabling making more factories that will be able to get rid of benders.
Completely. Okay.
And is it getting rid of just bender workers, or is it getting rid of like all workers?
Bender workers mostly.
Okay.
But how slippery is the slope if the people that specialize in this are not needed anymore, and now neither are you, the common man, not needed anymore. Now we just need people to maintain the robots. Gross. Gross.
It's automation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, so no one has to work anymore. Cool.
No one has any income.
Not so cool.
Oh. Let's just give everyone land and make everyone farmers, and the robots will do the robot jobs. There, problem solved.
Where's that land gonna come from?
And not
The
everyone's
land,
a farmer.
the land.
Do you know a single landowner that's just gonna pass that out for free? And you
The
gotta
land.
pay for the
owner.
means to maintain that land, and then you have to.
Lila, can't you make more land? Like, can't you just pull up more land from the ground?
Yeah, just like from the ocean rises more land.
I mean, theoretically, you
Hobbit does
can
that.
make more land. You can make mud.
But somebody's gonna own that land regardless, and it's not gonna
Better
be
yet,
you.
they'll have a robot that can make more land for you. You don't even need the vendor to do it anymore.
I don't think that's how any of this works.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just a simple ice boy. This is all very new to me.
And I mean, it takes money to run that sort of operation anyway.
Is there like
a lot
a
of time.
office or control room or like where the boss sits?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very much like those like
That's
Victorian
Foreman.
factories where you have a factory floor and then towards the back of it, which I guess you guys came in through the back, so it's almost like up above you there is a staircase and then like an office which has a window that can just look out over onto the floor.
I want to see what their plan is for this. Because
Let's
maybe we can work something out here. Maybe, not everyone has to lose their jobs. But it'd be what they're, plan
Go
is.
check it out.
So we'll head up.
Okay. So you guys go up to the foreman's office up there. And I mean, there are papers everywhere on the desk. There's filing cabinets of things. There's immediately on a central table, you can see like essentially a logbook for like orders and how much they've produced. There's an accounting book somewhere in there. And there's no real move for this, so I could just tell you guys because, that's what you're looking at. You notice looking through the accounting books, like they are spending less and less and less on people, and the profits are going up and up and up every single quarter that they are doing their accounting. But in addition to that, the production has been ramping up, and it almost seems like the people that are working are still being affected. So the non-benders, they're not like they're not making any more from all this, and yet their hours have expanded more and more and more because now there's less people working here too. And then to top it all off, on top of that, as you're looking through, you do start seeing towards the back of it like plans for the future. There are machine schematics in here that are presumably something that's going to be for the future. And it looks a little alien as to what it is because it's parts that are totally separated, but it seems like there's some sort of a plan to either create more machines in addition to what is here or replace these machines and create something else.
Even the machine
Okay, so
got replaced.
all right, so once the machines get replaced, what comes after that?
More machines, probably.
Man, machines can't even keep jobs.
Better.
Like machines are replacing their jobs.
Better machines.
But look at this here. They're getting rid of jobs, and more people are working, and they're not getting more money. I'm not one of
Not
those
fair.
math people, but that math ain't mathing.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't.
So what can we do? Clearly, the
what are we-
people aren't happy.
Who's the one who's collecting all this money? Who's in charge?
The mayor's deeply invested.
You do see the mayor's name signed off on a lot of these shipping manifests and things like that.
Does the mayor own the factory?
It seems like he does indeed.
Now that seems like a conflict of interest. Now I'm not one of those smart types, but if you're running the town and you're running all the jobs and you're running all the money, that's too much power. But I don't know about nothing about that.
You sound like me at work. I don't know anything about that, though.
So as you guys are looking through these, you do hear some commotion from outside. Mumbled voices like, what the hell is this hole? What's going on here?
There's footprints in the snow.
So what do you
We
guys
should
do?
go.
We didn't close the hole.
I didn't, because I figured we'd need to get out.
That's correct.
Chimney,
wait.
anyone?
Chimney, get out of here! I make another hole!
So what do you guys what do you guys want to do? Because you do hear that there are people now like presumably around the hole that you just made to get in.
Given what has worked in the past, I say we dig another hole. Let's go to the opposite side and go make a hole over there.
Okay.
It was just a straight shot. Nobody lingered.
Okay.
I guess I'll go try to make another hole.
All right.
Do we
give
have a
me
flat backup plan?
focus roll. 2d6
Oh
plus focus.
no. Okay. Oh god. I'm panicking. I didn't put a space in there.
Chimney.
2d6 plus 2. Go!
Okay.
Oh, it's an 8!
So it works, but you are definitely panicked this time around. You're probably not worrying about the fact that you probably need to
gotta
close
fill
this
the
up
hole.
because somebody's noticed that, yeah. So you blast through the initial foundation over here, and it kind of like, rocks tumble everywhere. You do make the hole out to the outside, but people definitely heard that, so you all need to hurry if you want to leave, and you definitely can't close this up in any quick time. and not
Sorry.
clean.
On our way out, I just want to take a quick handful of the schematics for the new machines.
Atta girl.
All right. Okay. So I will say, because you got that hit, you guys do get out, and I'm assuming that you're not sticking around for the soldiers to wrap around. So yeah, you get away from the building. They definitely do know that somebody was in the factory that night, and like there's a commotion as you're like walking through the rest of town. You can hear and see like the torches as people are moving around. Like there is movement up at the factory, but you guys got away in time.
Those bandits, they could be anywhere at any time. It's really hard to say.
So, yeah. I mean, my question now is we are at 10. Do you guys want to stop here and we'll pick up going to the bandits next time? Do you want to meet the bandits and do combat? Because I don't know how long combat will last. What do you guys want to do?
I'm good to go meet some bandits.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it works because we're not going to be back for a while. Melody and I mean.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So we'll go a little bit longer. So you guys, do you wait until the next day? It is now thoroughly nightfall. It is like dark out.
Probably just go hell.
Go now. I will say you all have inadvertently made a very good distraction as they are now like, holy shit, something almost happened at the factory. There's
Holy shit, there's a hole.
Yeah, there's a hole.
Holes.
So it's actually very easy for you guys to get out of the town in the other direction, and you find yourselves in the forest moving through. Just imagine this at night, though, because I don't have a night picture of this.
Word.
So, out in the forest now, what do you all do?
I start tearing up the schematics that I took.
Oh, okay. You're just straight up destroying them.
Yeah, they're taking
Wait,
people's jobs.
No. Keep them as evidence. Keep them.
Oh. Okay.
I'll
And
say you tore like one of them.
Okay. I collect the pieces of the torn one and I roll it up with the other ones and I stick it in my bag.
Okay.
I appreciated that though.
So you've got those. One of them's torn up, but whatever machines they're making, you have evidence of it.
I hated that a lot. Can I say the whole thing? I hated it a bunch. I'm glad that it worked. God,
It was more stressful than anticipated.
should have considered watching the entrance. I didn't think about watching the entrance at all.
I gotta say, that was so exciting. We don't get anything fun like that back at the farm. You guys do like this kind of stuff in the city all the time?
No. Not on the island anyway.
Still apples.
Also, I know that we didn't technically kick any butt, but we totally kicked butt too. We got in and out without them knowing.
Well,
We kicked their butts and they didn't even feel it.
they know someone got in and out. They don't know it was us.
Their butts
necessarily.
feel their butts feel icky, and they don't even understand why.
They just got
That
mud butt.
sounds gross.
Yeah, wouldn't want to be them.
Like, is it super obvious that the earthbender that came into town and then suddenly that happened?
To be fair,
How much-
you are in the Earth Kingdom, and there are a fair amount of Earthbenders here.
Okay,
How
but
much
like,
mud did you use?
but like, just shit like, oh hey, we got these people that showed up from the town, and they're gonna take a look at somebody. Hey, motherfucker, somebody broke into the thing.
No,
Somebody
no,
broke into the factory.
Unrelated.
Think about it. If there were metal benders being the factory workers, then like chances are the bandits are also, earthbenders. So there's probably mud bending bandits out there. The mud butts. I don't know what to call them.
To be absolutely clear, there's more than just mud. Some people can like hurl actual metal.
Well, sure, yeah. I'm just saying that like mud alone is not gonna convict you.
Not
Give
yet.
you a strong case, though.
Thanks. Thank you. So do we do the turkey call?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Quack.
frog, something. Bullfrog.
Quack.
Yeah, the Frog Warbler.
The frog warbler.
So you do the weird ribbit call, and it's faint, but you do hear it, like further into the woods. You hear a response that sounds almost exactly like that. Do you follow it?
No, I go home.
No.
I am not afraid. I follow it.
Okay.
I laugh in the face of danger.
Mwahaha.
So you follow it down this path, and then it clearly goes off into the brush. You move through the brush in the dead of night. It is dark. None of you thought to bring a torch, it seems, unless somebody makes fire.
No, I have dark vision. It's okay.
Yeah.
I
And
can't make fire.
so I would say the two non-urban people, make me a rely on your skills and training to see if you get lost within this forest. So that is a 2d6 plus focus.
The
So-
non-urban people.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Rely
the
on
rural.
skills and training.
The rural folk.
Where's
rural
that?
folk. It is a focus roll. So your focus plus 2d6.
What if my focus is -1?
Oh, negative. Yeah, mine's
Well-
negative.
Well,
Y'all.
Ah!
I got this. Stand back.
Oh.
Okay, that is a 5 and a airbender symbol.
that's a 6. So that's 11 minus 1.
-1.
Okay.
Help.
So, to be fair, Ryuzaki is like, usually I'm good at this, but I'm unfamiliar with trees because you're from the southern tribe,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. I'm not familiar with venturing off into the unknown.
Whereas Zephyr is like, come on, haven't you guys ever gone out like skinny dipping in a lake? You got to go through the forest in the middle of the night. And you don't lose your way. You know exactly the direction to keep following this call. And you are the only one that is ready for this. As you get closer and closer to where you heard it coming from, but you're also the only person that hears the rustling happening around you. You're the only one not totally unprepared and stunned. So everybody else is stunned except for Zephyr going into this as people come out from all around you. Firebenders, waterbenders, and earthbenders alike.
Guys, I think we got company.
So, I only have firebenders and waterbenders for pictures, so I'm going to put them out here. But there are 3 groups of people Just pretend that this last one down here is green. And those
Okay.
are the earthbenders.
No, we got it. Hold on.
Give me a minute.
Oh, okay. You're going to draw on them?
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
Do you guys want your tokens to like keep track of anything on here? You don't have to if you want to keep track of it on your sheet, your fatigue and everything.
Do I still have fatigue?
Yes.
How long
'cause
does it last?
It has not been cleared. You either need to rest, like an actual resting thing, or you need to get guided and comforted by another person, or there's a couple of other things that can remove a fatigue.
That one is mad. Okay, we got him.
Okay. So, combat in Avatar is very different. There's no such thing as initiative, so we don't need to worry about that. But as they all come out, during this first exchange, the three of you are going to be stunned, so you cannot participate. Only Zephyr is able to participate, so you have to choose your stance. It's either defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe. And they happen in that order. So depending on what you choose, you will be part of like that block of things.
Got it.
And feel free to, once you decide your stance, then you're going to roll a 2d6 to determine how many moves within that stance you can perform.
Interesting. Well, I have a perfect move picked out for being surrounded, so I
Oh.
want to do that.
Okay. So go ahead
And it's a
and
rare technique.
you roll a 2d6 with focus, unless you can use your crook in some way, in which case you can roll with harmony.
I think that's just I can roll with my crook.
Yeah,
Because it's
essentially, yeah.
skill. So hopefully I don't break it. But
Because it says whenever you use focus, you can choose instead to use harmony if you're using your crook, right? Yeah. Okay.
yes. That is a 4 and 3 plus 2 is 9. What?
Okay.
Sorry, 7 plus 2 is 9.
Okay. So on a 9, you are able to use one basic or mastered technique, or you can one basic or mastered technique. Do you know what your stance is? Defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe?
I believe it is evade and observe.
Okay. Oh, sorry. For some reason I thought focus for defend and maneuver. That would be a creativity or harmony, so the roll is the same for you. But because you're evading and observing, you actually get to clear one fatigue as well.
Oh, cool.
But you will happen last in this because all of them are, of course, going to go advance and attack.
Makes sense.
All of them are going to do strikes. I don't have to roll a thing, and because I'm the GM, it just happens. So the three people that were stunned, you will each take 2 fatigue.
Ow!
Yeah. Or mark a condition, or shift your balance away from your center, your choice.
Take -2 trick and resist shifting your
What happens when you're fully fatigued? I'm not. I just want to know.
Oh, I
Then
was
you go
like, no.
unconscious.
Aha. Okay.
I'm gonna choose to be off center then.
Okay, so you shift your balance away, one away from your center, which,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember what that means, but my attack makes me do that anyway. So I'm gonna be just off center.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do one of their special things. They can instead mark 1 fatigue on them to force you to take 2 fatigue. So never mind.
Oh,
You all take
all right.
2 fatigue,
Wow.
ouch!
except for
Ow.
Zephyr. You were the only one prepared for this.
Okay.
Then, Zephyr,
Skill issue.
your evade and observe technique happens now because they have gone through the advance and attack round. No one did defend and maneuver. Now it's evade and observe.
Yeah, so this happens. And I think at this moment, Zephyr, using his Fire Sage training, takes an immediate stance. Not an airbender one, because he's never trained with airbenders before. But he does do moves similar to a firebender, including something I like to call Shockwave.
Ooh.
Shockwave is an evade and observe technique.
Yep.
Where you leap into the air and hurtle back to the ground, sending a massive burst of pressurized air all around you. Mark 2 fatigue. Everyone in the area, including allies, is thrown away, disengaging, and becoming stunned unless they mark 4 fatigue.
Oh my god.
Well, that would knock me out, so I'm not gonna do that.
Me too. I'm gonna.
I am stunned again. Happily.
Thrown
God
away,
dang, Brian.
disengaging.
Jesus.
Okay.
And I am blasted by air for the second time today.
Warm!
So you do take 2 fatigue from this, but you do notice the firebenders, they take the 4. They were closer to you, and that knocks them out. They are knocked back all over the place, and they get knocked out. The other 2 groups, the waterbenders and the earthbenders, do get blown back, and they are very much stunned. They're like, oh my god. And because of the disengage thing, that means we are done with this exchange. I will say, after that, they're very hesitant because everybody's like, what the hell just happened? So I guess the question here is, because combat has taken a turn in this way, they could be ready to give up unless you guys want to do more combat. So is anyone, they aren't running away just yet, but they are not attacking you after the stun runs out. So it's on you guys. Do you attack and continue combat, or do you do something else? Do you talk? What do you do?
My hope was to get us some distance and to not be swarmed and ambushed anymore. So I was like, everybody slam the crook down, and it just blew everyone back.
Yeah,
But
and
I feel like if he could, he'll help the others up.
yeah, you definitely can do that. You help them up. I mean, for you did much more than that. You knocked out 1/3 of them, and 2/3 of them are people haven't seen an airbender in 150 years. They don't know what the fuck just happened to them. Yeah.
I got a crook, and I'm not afraid to use it.
But I didn't see fire. I don't.
So what do you guys want to do now? Because they're not going on the offensive anymore. They tried their sneak attack and they get their asses handed to them.
Kill them.
Let's see. I'm looking at all my moves and features.
Just like mud tsunami.
Just.
Did we come here to fight the bandits?
No,
Or
but
just
they
like-
tried ambushing you.
Okay.
Coming
so
from town, I can only assume that they assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to trust anybody coming from town, but,
So I think it would be out of character for Yin personally to just continue to fight when they've shown a pause.
Okay.
Can
Is
I
there-
prepare an action just in case?
I thought I had something earlier when you're like, can you go through? I have the wall can't hold me thing. But I didn't want to make a whole Anyway,
to ready yourself.
Oh, is there something that prevents you from being stunned type thing?
Who's stubborn to be stunned?
I mean, I can see that happening in this. Walls can't hold me. When a move asks you to rely on your skills and training to dangerously smash your way through walls or other obstacles, roll with passion. Yeah, you could have broken into the factory with that.
earlier.
What happened?
He has a move.
Broken through the wall.
Yeah, he has a move that's literally about breaking through walls.
So we tried
okay.
to do it stealthily.
Yes.
So
Yin is
there's-
not fighting.
I don't want to do stand up and fight because that's just going to provoke him to fight again. I mean, I could if we want to do more combat. I could easily see it within his character if we want to try more combat. I've got the thing to do just that.
Be true to your character.
Yeah, you just got attacked and you were suddenly like, it was very sudden. You could still be in adrenaline mode.
Alright, I'm just gonna say that then. Given that we're in a one-shot, I am just gonna go for it and say it's what my character would do. Stand and fight. When you provoke an NPC opponent into attacking you, roll with passion on a hit. They're coming at you specifically. On a 10+, you're ready for them, clear a condition, or become prepared. On a miss, they take advantage of your provocation to strike a blow where you least expect it.
Oh, okay. So this is great. Okay, so you roll 2d6 plus passion, and this can like clear your stunned essentially. So you're acting like in between combat type things. This would be like the equivalent of like, you hopping right back up and going all out right after that big blast.
Oh, clear a
character.
condition. Okay, so clearing a condition would clear being stunned.
Yeah.
Only on
I
a
guess
10
that's a
plus.
status, but whatever. Oh, yeah, it's a status anyway, but that's okay.
Oh,
Or become
condition,
prepared.
status, or doesn't. Or yeah, and prepared means
Prepared is a
take
positive
+1
status
to
effect.
appropriate roll.
Yeah,
Avoid
which would be
marking
any
condition.
combat rolls.
So yeah, I guess he's just gonna throw a big temper tantrum when that happens. Like, yo, what's the fucking big idea? What? I guess he's not gonna drop F-bombs because this is a Nickelodeon show. But
Thank you.
but he's gonna be like, what's
Wait,
the
wait,
big
wait, I
idea?
can
Come
do
on!
it.
Oh, you want
Hold
to
on.
fight me? Come on, bring it on! You
You bleep them?
Yeah.
What? You just see a little bit of air bending, and then suddenly now you're running scared. Come on, you started a fight. Come on, why didn't you finish it? Let's go!
Okay, roll me a 2d6 plus
Oh
passion.
boy, I'm ready to. Be
Every group got the
again.
rabid dog energy guy.
Oh god.
On a miss, they take advantage of your provocation to strike a blow where you least expect it. Well, actually, I think this goes perfect with this because they're still wary of attacking you guys. But is anyone else going to do more combat? Just
Matsunami.
you're muted, Sid.
Yeah, my initial intention was holding like an action of like thick mud if they were gonna like come at us, but if they are going to, I was going to ask you about some verbiage
Okay.
regarding the thick mud.
Uh-huh.
It's mud time.
It's mudding time. So I transform the stuff into mud. Okay, it's sticky, sucking mud, and it's gross. Any foes engaged with and acting against you. Is it me specifically, or is it you, Royal
A
You?
royal you.
I think it could be a royal you. You are allies with Ryuzaki, and they seem to be ready to start attacking because he's provoked them. I do
'Cause
think
if
they
they-
are much more willing to attack Ryuzaki, seeing that he just has a boomerang, and they're like, fuck
Right.
attacking that dude.
In that case, I want to go ahead and turn the ground beneath them into mud. And when that happens, they get stuck and are impaired.
Ooh, okay. Do you roll anything for that, or does it just happen?
It just says it's an evade and observe. Let me get all
Okay.
the
So that happens last.
text
in
out
the-
of here. Exchange becomes stuck and impaired. You may use strike against each stuck foe in the next exchange, regardless of your chosen approach and the addition to your normal techniques. It does not say rolling or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So, because it's an evade and observe, you clear one fatigue.
Oh, I clear it?
Yes, one fatigue.
Yay!
Also, roll me a 2d6 with creativity or harmony.
It's not gonna be harmony.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So
Oh no, there it is.
So the way that the combat in this works is that you have to choose like your technique, roll your stance, and then you can choose whether or not you can use more advanced techniques. That's a
Okay.
learned technique, right?
Yes.
So you're only able to use learned techniques in combat if you get a 10 plus.
Okay, well, it doesn't work, everybody.
Yeah. So, but you still get the cleared fatigue, and you're basically you're waiting for them to like that. You're waiting to observe. They're just also stunned this round, so it's a very tense situation. And I think, selfishly, I have a little bit of a headache now, so I think I want to give you a little bit of a cliffhanger. You see, coming out of the side of the forest, there's more people. There are more bandits suddenly coming because they've heard this. So there's light suddenly from some firebenders coming up. But you also see coming through
Oh,
the thicket.
no.
Oh my god. Let me do
Is
this.
it Sokka coming to save us?
It's not Sokka, but you do see a man who looks very clearly capable and confident with water swirling around him. He looks down at you all. He says, "Who the hell are you?" And that's where we cut to the credits.
Your mom.
Alrighty.
Yay!
So there we
Well,
go.
I am intrigued to see
Yeah.
see those mechanics a bit more because obviously we're still learning them.
Yeah, combat it's interesting running it because it is very different from what I was thinking.
Very different, yeah.
Mhm.
You know what, though? Having all of, just all of the statuses and conditions, just right there on the front page, and you can just go, whoop, that's
Yeah.
very, very nice to have.
Yeah.
It's handy.
Cool. Yay!
Great job running it, Arno.
Yeah.
Yeah.